Hi everyone, good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Emily Rose Sabin, and today I have another special guest. And actually, I have spoken to someone else, and we both have agreed that she's the smartest person that we know in the library. So, before I have Sabine introduce herself, she's really a very busy person. So when she told me kids that she's available for the interview, I was just really so happy. So now here we go. So hi Sabine.
Hello.
Thank you so much for saying yes.
You're welcome. Thanks for the
And
introduction.
yeah, and my pleasure. And here we go. So, um, first things first, I wanted to ask you, do you love to read?
Yes, I like to read. I like to read different books at the same time, and I have a fun book and a serious book
Oh,
for different
wow.
moods.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, I'll deal on that one later on with something else. But how old were you? As we're gonna go back. So, when you're still young, but when you were younger, how old were you as far as you can remember that you started reading?
I'm not sure when I started reading by myself, but I do remember my parents reading to me. My mom would read to me when I was very young, so that's probably when it all started. And then I started reading on my own.
Okay. So actually, that was one of the questions that I wanted to ask. Did your parents read to you when you were younger? But then you
Yes.
have answered that question. So, what? Oh, okay. So, do you remember what's the first book that you read? And is there something that you like that you want your parents or your mom, your dad to keep on reading it to you every night? Something like that.
I think part of why it was fun to learn how to read or to listen to a story is like my mom read it with a voice that was like expressive. So, you know, emphasizing things or doing it in like a song. And it, when you're a little kid, it sticks with you more.
Okay.
So it was fun,
Yeah.
and it helped me learn how to read,
Mhm.
to have a rhythm
Mhm.
and like a song to the story.
Yeah, actually, with me, I kind of like that one because that's the way how I can memorize things. I
Yeah,
make it into a song.
it sticks
So,
in your
yeah,
brain
and
more.
if they are faster to remember when you
Mhm.
make it into a song.
Yeah.
So, but the book, is there any favorite book, like one particular book or one or two that you can remember that you really like?
I think like in fourth grade, we were reading Harry Potter books in school.
Wow, yeah.
So I remember that being like the biggest book I ever read.
Mm-hmm.
But before that, I'm trying to remember the picture books, even with like, I think I remember picture books with really nice illustrations and art, and it sort of got you imagining a different world. I remember books like that.
Okay. So now, when you're a little kid, you always have like a superhero. So, do you have any heroes that you like or somebody you look up to that you can remember? And what's the reason why you like that person or superhero?
Okay. I guess I will say I looked up to my grandmother a lot when I was young. So on my dad's side, my dad is from France, and so she's my French grandmother, and she never spoke too much English, so I spoke with her in French, and like I didn't speak French very well because I always went to school in English, and in my family we talk in English. So I had to learn how to talk to her, but she wasn't judging me. She was very patient and like made me feel like accepted and like so I remember that, and she was like someone I looked up to as a child, that she had lived a long life and she was like open-minded to different people and patient with me as I was learning.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, I remember also that I go a lot to my grandmother, and my grandfather died when I was very little, but I did remember. And I grew up around with my grandmother. I was the only one out of us 6 that visits her a lot. And but there's a reason why, because she owns a restaurant. And there comes so many things with a restaurant. I go on the stairs where there's a window, and when people leave tips, the tips is mine, so I put it in my piggy bank. Then at the same time, my aunt loved to bake, so that's how I ended up. I love baking cakes as well, and making decorations out from it, because I was fascinated with her. Out from the toothpick, she can make flowers.
Oh wow!
Yeah, like that. But I think one of the best things is when you're around with your grandparents. Those are one of the amazing things in life. And wow, French. I love to learn how to speak French, but as far as I remember, the one I'm really pretty good at. Merci beaucoup. And
very
good. So anyway, moving along, was there any do you have any word or phrase or a motto that you live by that kept you going? Like, you know how when you were little, there's always something, a word of encouragement to you that made you from womb, something like that.
Yeah. So the motto, I don't know if when I was little, I don't know if there was a motto that motivated me. But I think as a teenager and as a young adult, I was thinking when you gave me that question, Ella Baker is one of the civil rights leaders in U.S. history, and there's a famous thing she said about leadership. Strong people don't need strong leaders, and it makes me feel like, it's like anyone can do it, so you don't need to like follow what the next person is doing. You can just do things yourself. And she worked a lot with young people, and I think young people are the ones that like make change in the world, so I find she's an inspiring person, and that motto inspires me.
Yeah, that's a very good one, because it's like every generation is that, how like our parents they're on their generation, they're the ones, we are the kids, so we are the new generation. And we kind of, it's sad to say, but it's true as well, that we are replacing them. So it's just like me now on my generation, I know I'm being replaced, but it's like
the next
generation.
It flows on.
And it's really true that anybody could be a leader. The thing is, do you have the I can't find the word.
The courage.
Courage and the willingness to step up to it. I really remember before, I always say, today I'll follow, tomorrow I lead. But then it's basically we follow them, we look up to them,
we learn,
and you are the one who's making the voice. I mean, you are like the future voice, and which is like actually one of the things I admire about you, because you really speak up for everybody, and you make it sound so easy and good. So kids, so I hope you get something out from this that really leadership is not for just to pick anyone. It's actually for everybody, but it's up to you if you are willing and you have the courage to do it. So
Yeah, and there's different ways to do it because we think of it as being a president or, but there's like lots of different ways to
exactly.
step up
I mean, you can start
in your own style.
Exactly, and you can start being a class president. Right? You don't have to be the president of the Philippines or the United States or any country, but you can do something and be a voice to everyone, like that. So, and there's something else I wanted to ask. When you were little, do you know that you wanted to be what you are now in terms of occupation?
I didn't know that I wanted to do what I'm doing now. When I was very young, I liked animals and plants.
So can I say you wanted to be a veterinarian?
Yeah, or a farmer. These were my dreams.
Wow. I like the term of having a farm, like having all
that's
this
what I liked.
happens.
Yeah, that's what I thought was, my dream. But then, I learned about myself. I actually really like working with people. And because I grew up around people from different cultures, now I found a job where I can do that still. I'm teaching English classes here in the States with people from so many different countries. And so I like that a lot because I can work with people, I can practice different languages that, it's enjoyable and I'm helping, I'm helping people with learning the language, but I also get a lot out of it from being with people from different countries.
Yeah, you learn from something out of it. Just like the same thing with this one. I mean, I was really happy doing this interview because I know you, but I really don't know you that well. Even with this interview, I would still know more about you, but not really the whole of you. And what I see in you is that really kids, Sabine, she's really, really good. I mean, like she mentioned, she works with people and she's really a good one. You can really tell how passionate she is and how she loves people, especially kids or teens, and if you don't mind me asking, I think I know how many languages you speak, but for the kids, can you tell how many languages and what they are?
Yeah. So I grew up speaking French and English. And then in middle school, I started learning Spanish. And I got more practice with that, and now I use it a lot in my job. And also in university, I studied Portuguese for a few years, so I'm like a beginner level Portuguese.
So kids, Sabine speak 4 languages, so you guys can learn to speak. Yeah, if she can, we can, right? So for me, I know how to speak 3, so I'll work on for my 4th. Yeah. So I mean, which is really good. I mean, it really helps Sabine a lot. So this is an encouragement for you guys, and you can be a translator as well. But,
that's right.
Yeah, and kids, if you have any questions, don't forget to send it to me, and I'll have Sabine answer them. And I know she would really love to do it. And it's nice to have her again for a second round, for interviews. And then, so right now, is there anything, a word of encouragement that you can give to the kids?
Sure. I think, maybe you have an idea of what you want to be when you grow up, and maybe it will change, and that's normal. It's part of the process of growing up and learning about yourself and what you like and what you're good at. So you don't need to stress too much because it's all this process. It's a process that it's normal for things to change, and so just take your time. You'll figure it out.
Okay, kids, that's a very, very good advice. Don't stress out and just take your time and you'll figure it out. That's basically the basic, but it really meant so well. A very good advice. So Sabine, I just wanted to say thank you so much for the privilege of your time.
You're welcome.
And then hopefully, I wanted to have you soon again.
All right.
Yeah, and we
Sounds
can
good.
do so. Kids, I know some of you over there are like saying, "Ooh, I like to be like Sabine." So it's really good, and you can ask her, and then she'll be happy to help you out as well. So, and if you have your homeworks, or if you wanted to say or ask something, you can do your homework, just ask Sabine, but don't let her do it for you, okay? So, anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning in and hope we'll see you again. For now, we just wanted to say, have a good night on your end, and it's good afternoon on our end. So, bye. See you again
Bye.
soon. Bye.